Now we are standing almost in the center of Shchelkovo. You may see this building, Astrom. That is a hotel. At the bottom of this building you will see McDonald's. Here we have one McDonald's in Shchelkovo, a very popular place. And to the left you will see a church. This is a really beautiful church, guys. I have the video from this church. If it is interesting for you to watch this video, write in comments. The church is really unique because it is an Orthodox church, but you may see there is no domes on the top of this church, and the inside, the interior of this church is different. It differs from other Orthodox churches. It is really very wonderful. So that is the main street, Proletarsky Prospect, the main street of Shchelkovo, and if you go straight you will come to Moscow in about 20 or 25 minutes if there is no traffic jam on the road. All the cities in the Moscow region are very similar to one another. There is not much difference in them. Many storied buildings. These buildings are very typical. The same problem everywhere with parking, because when these buildings were constructed, no one thought that people would drive cars. So that is why now we have huge problems with parking. Our authorities do not know how to solve this problem. They simply make the private parkings. That is all. All the parking in the center of Moscow is for money, and it is not good to have a car if you live in the center of Moscow. In fact, I don't know how they live in the center of Moscow, because it is very difficult, you know, because there are no shops there, grocery stores. You must go to some, I don't know, to some big stores such as Ashan or Metro Cash and Carry that are located on MCAD. So, but if you go to that shops, you must have a car, because you won't carry so much bags with you. You see the trees, the fallen trees. So it was a storm yesterday. So that is the end of the city Shchelkovo. And now we are passing through small villages. To the right you may see small communities, dacha communities. I was asked what is Russian dacha. So guys, Russian dacha, that is just the way how Russians call small houses in the country, and dacha, that is only for city dwellers, for those people who live in the city, because it may be the same house. For example, it may be a house in a village, and if you live constantly in the village, you live constantly in that house, that is not your dacha, that is just a cottage in the village or a house in the village. But if you live in city, you work in the city, you live in the city, and you escape for 1 or 2 days, usually that is for weekends, you escape from the city to the countryside, then you may tell everybody that you go on dacha. In this case, this cottage house will be dacha. So that is just the Russian word to call the place where you go from the city on weekends. Some people live on their dachas constantly, but they have flats and they rent these flats. I may tell you that it is a very good business here in Russia. So guys, now we are driving along Shchelkovskaya highway. Now we are going to pass several villages such as Dolgaya Ledovo and things like that. It is not important for you, just look around and I will tell you about one of the most popular businesses here. Those people who have expensive flats, fancy flats, they rent these flats and live constantly on their dachas. That is a very good business here. These are not the policemen, guys, that are military police. They are checking only military cars. You may see in front of us another camera to the left. Maybe because of this white car you won't see this. Here it is. It takes pictures automatically and then you receive a letter, a letter of surprise, and it tells you that you must pay this or that money. And if you pay within 21 days, if I'm not mistaken, you may pay only half the money. So, for example, if your fine is 1,000 rubles and you are going to pay this fine within 21 days, you may pay only 500. So that is the half of your fine. Maybe you also have such things in your countries, but here it is like this. If you are quick enough, you may pay only half the price. In front of us you see Burger King to the left. Burger Kings are not very popular here. In fact, there are a lot of Burger Kings in Moscow region, but McDonalds are more popular. People think that food in McDonald's tastier. I also like McDonald's more, but we do not often go to McDonald's or Burger Kings or any other cafes. We prefer to eat at home. You can save a lot of money if you eat at home, and the quality of food, of course, is different. My son and my husband prefers McDonald's. They have changed the asphalt a few weeks ago. Now it is new. Now we are in the suburbs of Balashikha. Balashikha is a very, very big city. It is located near Mkat. So now we are about 10 kilometers from Mkat. Balashikha has a lot of districts. The price on diesel today is 34 rubles 50 kopecks. In fact, the prices on petrol and on diesel hasn't changed much since my first video about the prices on petrol. Balashikha bridge, the horrible crossing roads. Here is a constant traffic jam here, anytime you go. You will waste here about 20 minutes. What a beautiful motorcycle. This is Balashikha. Balashikha city. Along the road there are small houses, and behind them many storied buildings. One more camera here. Balashikha consists of many small and big districts, and from one district to another you must drive by car or you must take a bus or a taxi, so not convenient. As for example in Frязино we have everything in one place. I told you from my house everything is within 3, 4, 5 minutes on foot, so you do not need to have a car if you live in Frязино, for example. But if you live in Balashikha, you definitely must have a car, or you must constantly use taxi, bus or things like that, because it is not convenient to go on foot. Not convenient, not comfortable. That is why I don't like much Balashikha. Some districts in Balashikha are very old and very small. Some districts are modern. They were organized maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Today we shall go with you to the new district of Balashikha. It is called Yantarny, and near it there is another district which is called Izumrudny. Here there is the district which is called Izumrudny. In Russian this name is very nice, because Izumrud, that is, I don't know the name, I will write it to you on the screen, that is a precious stone, Izumrud. You may see some buildings are just being built, but some buildings are already inhabited. And very close to this neighborhood there is another one which is called Yantarny. Yantar, that is also a precious stone. I don't know the name in English, so I will also write it to you on the screen. So these red buildings, that is the neighborhood which is called Yantarny. Now we must take the U-turn. We shall turn, make the U-turn and go in the opposite direction. This is the name, Yantarny. MKR Yantarny, that means Mikrorayon Yantarny, neighborhood Yantarny. Here we have the subway on the filling station, and as you may see, very modern, many storied buildings. My friends live in one of them. Maybe I will drive along this neighborhood a little bit just to show you this neighborhood. The whole year, the village Tushonova lives a normal, ordinary life, and only 2 days in July the festival is going on here. This festival gathers a lot of people from different cities of Russia.